Part 15, Consciousness of the Supreme. Once more, spake Krishna, the blessed Lord, unto Arjuna, saying, the Ashwata, the sacred tree, the symbol of the universe in our teachings, is said to be indestructible. Its roots are above, and its branches are below. Its leaves are the Vedas, or sacred writings. He who knoweth this, knoweth the Vedas. Its branches grow out of the three qualities, or gunas, and their lesser shoots or twigs are the organs of sense, some spreading forth high up, and others down low. The roots which are spreading upward below, on the plane of men, are the bonds of action. Its form is beyond the knowledge of men, as is its beginning, its end, or its connections. When this mighty tree is finally cut down by the strong axe of discriminative non-attachment, in spite of its strongly fixed roots, then the destroyer of that tree shall seek for that place from which there is no more return to rebirth, for that place is the one supreme soul, from which floweth out the soul immanent in and animating all things. There be those who, having freed themselves from pride, ignorance and delusion, have overcome those faults which arise from attachments to action. They employ their minds constantly in contemplation of the real self, and thus are restrained from inordinate desires, and made free from attraction of the pairs of opposites, and from the attendant effect of these which are known as pleasure and pain. They are thus relieved of confusion and delusion, and they ascend to that plane which endureth forever. They pass on to that place which is not lighted by either the sun or the moon, nor yet by fire, but which is yet radiant beyond imagination. For this place is my supreme abode, and there is no return therefrom. Yea, it is even a portion of myself, that, as an apparently separate soul doth draw around itself the five senses and the mind, that it may obtain embodiment in a mortal frame and that it may leave this frame again. And the ego carrieth this mind and these senses to whatever body he inhabits, and again carrieth they away again when he leaves that body. Through the instrumentality of the organs of seeing, hearing, feeling, smelling and tasting, together with the mind, he experienceth the objects of sense. The deluded and ignorant do not see the soul when it leaves the body, or remaineth in the body, nor yet when swayed by the gunas, or qualities, it experienceth the objects of sense. But the wise ones see and understand. And, there are those who, by industrious meditation, acquire an inward sight by which they may perceive this occurrence within themselves. But those of untrained minds and ignorant understanding, though laboring hard, yet fail to so perceive this within themselves. Know thou, Arjuna, that the light and radiance which proceedeth from the sun and enlighteneth and illumineth the whole world, and that radiance which proceedeth from the moon, and sheddeth soft beams over the earth in the fiery flame within the fire, which burneth fiercely upon all upon which its light falleth, all this splendor is of me. Know, also, O Prince, that I enter the earth and nourish all living things by my life and vitality. I am the life-giving juice of the plants and growing things. Likewise am I the vital force, the fire of life which performeth the functions of life within the body. I inspire the breathing, and direct the digestive, assimilative and eliminative processes. I am in the hearts and minds of men, and from me proceedeth memory and knowledge, and also the absence of both. And, all that is to be known from the Vedas am I. Yea, verily am I also the wisdom of the Vedanta and the knowledge of the Vedas. There are two aspects of soul in this world, the one, and the many, the oversoul and the undersouls, the undivided and the divided. Many names there be to express this truth, and yet all names fail to express it fully. The many soul is manifest in the body of nature, and in the bodies of nature's forms the one soul standeth apart and above nature, and nature's things. And yet both of these are but aspects of one. Yea, and there is also the spirit, the soul of the soul, the supreme, the highest, the sustainer, the source, the Lord. Yea, even I, Krishna, who, dwelling within and yet above the one soul and the many soul, am spirit absolute. Verily, verily, I say unto you, Arjuna, and to all who follow after, that he whose eyes have been cleared of the smoke of illusion, and who knoweth me, Krishna, thus is spirit absolute, and who thus knowing, loveth me with all his heart, and all his mind, and all his soul, he knoweth me in truth, and knowing me, he knoweth all things, and worshippeth and loveth the one and all. Now, Arjuna, have I declared unto thee the secret of secrets, the mystery of mysteries, which once fully understood and comprehended, O Prince, bringeth to one the supreme illumination, Who knoweth this hath done all that is to be done, he hath accomplished the divine adventure, he hath gained all that can be known. Thus endeth Part 15 of the Bhagavad Gita, which Part 1, called Consciousness of the Supreme,